monkeys.
Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls Golden. What if, whatever you want to call me, and I'm back with part 4 of What If Deku Had a Thief Quirk. Off rip, make sure to go down in the description below. Check out my boy Saint. Also, I keep forgetting to do this, but we have a Discord. Make sure to check out the Discord. It's in the description below as well. There should be a link that you can join. If you want me to see the what ifs that you are all suggesting quicker, the Discord is probably the best for that, because that's where I mostly look for the what if suggestions. Yeah, that's about it. And like I always say, if you enjoy, make sure to leave a like, sub, and all that good stuff. And yeah, let's just get right into the what if. Let's get it. And the fight begins. Aizawa versus Izuku Midoriya. Izuku begins treading his way through the city until he finds Aizawa on top of a building. Quickly, he takes Aizawa's quirk before he can be, recognized or seen, and Aizawa now knows that Izuku is there. He jumps down, face level with Izuku, and they both begin to fight. Aizawa has a clear advantage, especially the height advantage, being that he has a lot more reach. But during this fight, Izuku is more or less learning the fight style that Aizawa is employing, using his scarf in certain ways, and Izuku is beginning to read this. Aizawa even recognizes this as well, but it's a little too late. Izuku knees him in the stomach and then kicks him in the head, launching him slightly upwards and slamming him back down to the ground. But then Izuku remembers something. All the teachers have weights on. This isn't a real win unless Aizawa takes off his weights. Izuku backs up and begins talking to Aizawa. Okay, take off the weights. This is not going to be as fun. Kid, this is supposed to be a test. And I'm supposed to wear weights. I'm a pro. Yes, I know you're a pro. But didn't you even say yourself that I may even be more impressive than you? You're interesting. You know what? Why not? Aizawa begins taking off the weights, and Nezu tells him not to, but Izuku just puts up his hand and tells them to stop. That he'll still be able to take Aizawa even with the weights off. Don't get cocky, kid. Let's begin once again. The fight then erupts once again. Nothing flashy, but you can tell that Izuku is a lot slower in this fact without the weights on Aizawa. And this becomes prevalent when Aizawa lands a good body shot on Izuku, sending him flying into a building. Izuku steps out of it and just starts laughing, saying that this is the most fun he's had in a while. He dashes back at Aizawa with his technique and fighting skills sharpened once again. He's slowly but surely stealing everything Aizawa has in terms of technique, and Aizawa knows this. He doesn't know how to avoid this because being unpredictable is practically impossible. So their fight continues on, but Izuku can tell that his speed and strength lack, at least currently right now, without a help of an extra quirk. So he tries to end the fight. But Aizawa grabs him and buries him back into the ground, trying to pin him down. It's over, kid. Actually, you're right. It is over. Izuku points at his leg, and there's a cuff hanging from his leg. Damn, you're good, kid. Izuku Midoriya passes. Aizawa helps Izuku up, and Izuku kind of laughs. Did you forget that I'm a thief? Really good at sleight of hand. Aizawa kind of laughs at this and tells him that he did good, knowing that he couldn't capitalize when Aizawa was at full speed. He resorted to using the cuffs. Yeah, Unfortunate. I wanted to fight you like mano a mano, but you know, I had to do what I gotta do. Aizawa pats him on the head and says that he did good, and they both walk back to the class. The class congratulates Izuku for the good job, but you know, the normal Bakugo scoffs at this, saying that he only knows how to do such a thing because he's been such a good villain or a thief throughout this whole time. Eiko also congratulates him, saying that beating Aizawa is a huge accomplishment, especially the way he did. He looked like a real pro. Thanks, I appreciate that. Aizawa stares at Izuku and activates his quirk and tells him not to do anything stupid. Izuku begins sweating and looks away as fast as possible. And basically the rest of the training, or the rest of the final exam, goes pretty similar to normal. But I mean, obviously there's some teams that will get switched up and eventually leads to the end of it. Aizawa then announces that pass or fail, everyone is still going to the forest training camp. And everyone begins celebrating, but Aizawa tells them to not take this lightly. Just because they're allowed to do this doesn't mean they won't be training very, very hard. Well, with that said, he then tells them all to go home, have a good night's rest, and the next day they will head over to the forest training camp. So that's exactly what happens. Izuku then heads over to the bus the next day, sits down, and they begin on their very long journey to, well, the forest that is about a couple hours away. Izuku waits and waits and waits until they abruptly stop at a odd cliff area. They all head off the bus, and when they do so, they're meted by the Wild Pussycats, in which they obviously introduce themselves and say that they will be aiding in their training. Aizawa then begins explaining basically what they will be doing until the Class 1B bus passes them. Aizawa kinda chuckles at this and tells them all that, well, the training camp begins now. Quickly, Izuku takes Aizawa's quirk and cancels all the Wild Pussycats' quirks, and, well, they can't throw them off the cliff. Midoriya, please stop. Let them, do their job. But Sensei, I know their quirk. They're gonna toss us off this mountain, right? Yes, they are. Might as well just jump off yourself. Just go. Izuku deactivates the quirk, and well, the mountain begins to turn once again, and they all get thrown off into the forest, forcing them all to fight these giant monsters throughout the entirety of the forest, in which they don't have a necessarily hard time doing, but it's definitely a little difficult. But eventually they finally make it, not before the designated time or anything, but they eventually make it at least right when night strikes. When they arrive, Aizawa tells them all to get something to eat, clean up, and will get ready for a harsh day of training the next day. Izuku is about to do so until he sees a little kid. He walks over to it and tries to talk to him, and well, he punches Izuku right in the, family jewels. So Izuku collapses to the ground, and Tenya Ida begins saying that that was not very nice, and the kid just scoffs. The kid by the name of Koda says that he doesn't care, and that heroes are such a joke. He walks away, and Izuku is eventually able to get up, and is able to head over to the rest of his class, clean up, and get ready for the next day. The next day then arrives, and Aizawa begins explaining everything they'll be doing, which includes obviously their training and what he believes everyone needs to work on. He explains that everyone will be working independently on basically trying to figure out their weaknesses and things like that, and he explains to every person there what they need to do, including Izuku, in which Aizawa explains that he wants Izuku to try and hold multiple quirks at once for longer periods of time, because he did that with the Nomu, and that he should try to do that once again, because if he figures out a way to hold it for longer periods of time, that would become very beneficial for his quirk overall, meaning that he might even be able to use a quirk for longer than that short period of time that he's used to. Oh, okay, I got it. That makes sense. But whose quirks do I take? You can take whoever's. I really don't care. Okay. Izuku walks away, and throughout the whole, time, he begins temporarily taking multiple people's quirks depending on what they were doing, and if he felt as if they weren't really doing much at that time. So that training goes on for basically the entirety of the day, and eventually leading to them all getting some food, resting a little bit, and they all are actually about to do something known as the test of courage, in which Izuku watches on as everyone is excited about it, and he continues eating. But he sees a little kid, the same little kid by the name of Koda, walking up to the hill. So he decides that he'll, out of the courtesy of his heart, which he doesn't feel he's very nice anyways, he walks up the hill to give him food. But when he arrives, Koda is mad about this. Koda says that he doesn't want to talk to someone like him, and that he knows who he is, that he's some villain turned hero, that he doesn't care about his feelings. Yeah, I kind of thought you would say that. It's alright though, man. I get it. Everyone feels this way about me. Here, take some food. Izuku hands him a plate of food, and Koda says that how does he know he won't poison it? I mean, I guess you kind of just gotta trust that I won't. I mean, why would I poison a kid? It's kind of dumb. Koda gets mad, saying that he's calling him dumb, and Izuku says that he's the one that came up with the idea of poisoning him. Why poison? And that doesn't make sense. As they're kind of bantering back and forth, a voice is then heard from the forest as flames begin erupting from behind Izuku. What the? So kid, you're the one I'm looking for, right? Izuku Midoriya. Perfect. Because I need to, take you back to somebody. They want to have a little conversation. Izuku stands in front of Koda, telling him to run away now. And Koda actually listens, running away and hoping deep down inside that Izuku will be okay in this fight. Izuku asks the man who he is and why he is even here. Like I said, I'm here for you. And for me, you could just call me Muscular. I'm pretty big, you know. Okay, that was horrible. Why would you even say that? Plus, it's not like you're getting out of here. No one's gonna know your name anyways. Cocky, I like it. Of course. Izuku immediately is in front of Muscular and kicks him in the gut. But when he does this, nothing happens. Muscular laughs, grabbing his leg and throwing him into the mountain. Izuku is now basically realizing that this is not good. But he knows a way to get out of it. He quickly takes Muscular's quirk, and this doesn't really affect Muscular too much, but it does affect the way he basically will go into his more muscular form. So he's stumped at this place that he is right now. Izuku, at a last-ditch effort, decides to use the quirk himself as well, and he slightly bulks up. His speed is not restrained at all, and he realizes that this could be a way for him to win. Muscular laughs at this, saying that that's exactly why he came, that he knew that taking his quirk wouldn't mean as much. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter, because I'm gonna beat you. Izuku continues the fight with Muscular, and it's not even by any means, but Izuku can hang in there and not get beat to a pulp, and that's all he wanted. Izuku just wanted to be able to continue the fight longer and longer, because now he knows the fight style of Muscular and exactly what he's going to do. Quickly, Izuku is able to more or less get behind Muscular, wrapping his arm around his neck, trying to choke him out. Muscular tries to slam his body into the mountain, but Izuku quickly pushes off, getting in front of him once again, kicking him into the mountain as well, taking the momentum that Muscular was already using and using it against him. Quickly, Izuku grabs Muscular's arm and slams him on the ground and basically bashes his face in until he's out cold. Izuku begins panting, and the quirk then wears off. He then basically steps away from Muscular and decides that he needs to go get Aizawa for some help. He begins walking away, but there's someone standing in front of him. He gets hit with some marble of some sorts, and they got him. The League of Villains captured him. Soon after, Izuku wakes up in a chair and he's strapped down and, well, he's cuffed.
Hello, Izuku Midoriya. It's great to see you again.
Oh my god. It's really not. I hate seeing you. Look at you. There's hands all over you. This is so weird. Why?
Enough of that. You're annoying, brat. My master wants to speak with you, but he mostly just told me to relay a message. He said if you don't want to join us, then you'll join by force. It's really that simple.
By force? What is that even supposed to mean? How you gonna force me to join? It's not like I have people in my life that you can threaten. I mean, I was alone for half of it. Izuku then gets out of the cuffs quickly and shows his hands. You know, I'm pretty good at sleight of hand. I'm literally a thief.
Yes, whatever, kid. Doesn't matter anymore. Doctors, everyone else, take him away.
Take me away? Izuku is then dragged away, and he can't fight out of it. He tries to steal Shigaraki's quirk, but he's too late. He's not able to. And basically, he gets dragged away into, well, an odd hospital area of the base. And they begin testing on him and begin to try and take him over. But soon after this, heroes begin busting in through the walls. All Might and various others begin fighting the villains, defeating them quickly and getting back to that hospital-like room, grabbing Izuku and rescuing him. But the boy is catatonic, out cold, and they have no clue when he will be back. So they bring him to Recovery Girl and leave him there for a while until she announces that he'll be okay and that they can take him back to the dorms that were made. And that to lay him down there, and that she'll come and check up on him periodically, and then everyone needs to do shifts to make sure he'll be fine. So this happens for a while during their little break, and it's about a week and a half, eventually leading to Izuku waking up. But when he does, someone's in there checking on him as well. It's actually Eiko, who it's actually her shift to check on him, and she is shocked to see that he's awake. She runs over and asks if he's okay, and what happened? Who are you? What is happening? Eiko is confused, and she explains who she is. That she's Aizawa's daughter, the one that helped take him in. He's in UA? What are you talking about? I don't know anybody. I've been living, what? I'm confused. The rest of the class then comes in with Aizawa, and Aizawa asks what's going on until he sees Izuku awake. He runs over and pats the boy on the head and asks if he's okay. Yeah, what? How do you even know my name? What's going on? Aizawa then realizes whatever they did to Izuku, they got rid of his memories somehow. Maybe they were trying to turn him into one of those Nomus, and during that memory wipe, they, well, were captured. So he only just lost his memory. But this isn't good. This isn't, as he contemplates this, Izuku quickly takes one of their quirks, kicks Aizawa to the side, and jumps out a window. They all scream his name as Izuku takes off running. What's going on? Why was I even in there? I don't even remember what's happening. No. I need to go. I need to go somewhere far, now. Izuku then busts out of UA as alarms begin blaring, and everybody begins their search for Izuku once again. And that is a wrap for What If Deku Was, oh my god, What If Deku Had a Thief Quirk Part 4. I apologize. My throat's kind of hurting a little bit right now, so that's why it's kind of tough to talk, but I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, sub, all that good stuff. And yeah, I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.